For anyone who has been here for a while, you know I like to plan. For the last 3 months, I have changed my planning method to work within quarterly goals, and I am loving it. Do you want to learn more? Stick around. Hey there, my name is Katlyn Duncan, and I am a traditionally published author and ghostwriter. So today I'm talking about my method for goal setting and planning using quarterly goals. I am a sucker for planning and goal setting, especially for authors. A lot of times, authors are not writing as their full-time job. They're sneaking it in between a job, family, and life. So over the years, I have tried many different methods of planning. And I think I found a way to set and accomplish goals in a game-changing way. Sharing it with you is another way that I can be accountable for those goals. So here's a quick background for you in case this is your first video of mine. I am a planner when it comes to my books and my life. Now, books aren't really about just writing them and then they appear online or on bookshelves. There's plotting, revising again, and then all the promotion which goes around releasing a book. So that takes a lot of planning. And this happens with every book that you release. Then there's my life. There's my family, my job, having fun, etc. That's a lot of stuff. Now, while I'm able to juggle a lot in my head, I found that I wasn't actually accomplishing goals in the way that I wanted to. And this last year has been a lot of transitions for me in my life, especially this summer when I was juggling 2 writing projects and also starting a YouTube channel. Now, when everything started to get so overwhelming, I feel like someone was watching over me when I stumbled upon Sarah Cannon's videos. Her channel name is Heart Breathings, and it seriously changed my life. She's a self-published author who has a similar mindset as me when it comes to planning. And she introduced me to the Kanban board. I am such an organizational person, and when I saw her Kanban board behind her during her videos, I had to learn more. So according to Google, a Kanban board is a work and workflow visualization tool that enables you to optimize the flow of your work. While I love to-do lists, they really don't work for me that well when it's just a big long list and there's really no organization to it. So the Kanban board was a way that I could organize my to-do lists towards specific goals. Now for me, looking at an entire year's worth of goals can be a little overwhelming. And sometimes I didn't really know where to start. With the Kanban board, I'm able to break down my goals into categories to 1, visualize my life in 3 months at a time, and at the same time, number 2, set realistic goals. So quarter 3 of 2019 was the first time that I started this goal setting project. So I set up 4 columns for my Kanban board, and the 4 columns are as follows. The first column was HQ Digital, which is the publisher that I'm currently contracted with. These are the books that are published under my own name. And most of the time, these deadlines are firm, so I put everything into that column first. The second column was for my ghostwriting. Similarly to the HQ Digital section, these deadlines are firm as well. So for my third column, I really wanted to focus on growing my YouTube channel since I had just started earlier this year. And the fourth one, which wasn't super important, but it was very important to me, were my TV shows. I found that when I have time to myself at night, I usually only have time to watch 1 or 2 episodes of a show, and I was always bouncing back and forth between shows, and I really wanted to focus on the shows that I loved and series that I wanted to continue. This is such a first world problem, but actually I'm very happy where I ended up this last quarter for this specific goal. So most Kanban boards are a literal board and you can put post-its on them. I've seen a lot of people do that, breaking down their specific goals. Well, for me, I don't really like paper waste, even though I love post-its. I decided to do a Google Sheet with different columns for my Kanban board. And each of those columns has different colors because I am such a visual person. Now, as I was setting this up, my priorities were my writing deadlines. For instance, with my HQ Digital column, I knew that I needed to have my wrapped up for Christmas final draft into my editor. So I had that goal and I broke it down into steps on how I could accomplish that goal. So I had already given my book to my editor at this point, so I knew I needed to do 2 revisions on the book in this quarter. And both of those were line items on my board. After setting in all of the deadlines with my HQ Digital book and also my ghostwriting book, I filled in the rest of my goals in between that. So after I had set up my 4 goals columns, next to that was what I was currently working on. And in a lot of videos, including Sarah's, that talked about what you should be working on, they recommended 3 items maximum. So whatever you were working on that week or that month, or the things you really wanted to focus on, would go in that column. So anytime you had time or were looking for something to do within your work period, you focused on those items, and then after that you can move them to the done column, which was my favorite column because I was able to get a quick snapshot of everything I had accomplished so far within that quarter. And with the colors that I had for each column, I was able to really see everything I had done, and it was really fun to look at the end of the quarter. So how did I sort all of the goals that I wanted to do? My way of sorting out my different goals for the quarter was to ask myself, 1, does this need to be done this quarter? And 2, is it possible to do in this quarter? For instance, I knew that the deadline for the 3rd book in my contract with my ghostwriting wasn't due until the 4th quarter of the year, so I didn't include any of that in my quarter 3 goals. I pushed it to the next sheet and got it out of my mind. This helped me set realistic goals for myself while pushing away other things that could wait, which made me feel a lot less overwhelmed. So now that I have told you my setup, here are the goals that I accomplished in quarter 3 of 2019. With HQ Digital, I completed 2 sets of revisions for Wrapped Up for Christmas. I scheduled my blog tour, which is through Rachel's Random Reads. I planned all of my reviews, the cover review, the paperback and audio review. I created a bunch of shareable images for the release. I created my content calendar for 30 days prior to release. In my ghostwriting column, I accomplished these goals. I completed a first draft of the first project in my contract. I revised said project. I wrote the first full draft of the second project for them. And I also completed a concept creation for them as well. So for my YouTube channel, I had 3 goals when it came to growth. I wanted to hit my 100 subscriber milestone, my 200 subscriber milestone, and my 300 subscriber milestone. So far, at this point in filming, I have about 215 subscribers, so I have not completed the 300 yet. But if you do want to help, I suggest hitting that subscribe button. I updated all of my older thumbnails to be a more cohesive look to how they look now. I've updated my older descriptions to match the ones I have now. And I'm working on the transcriptions for my older videos and my newer videos, which can take a while. So I have enlisted a friend of mine to help out. Thank you, friend. But the transcriptions is an ongoing goal, which I will be including next quarter as well. And finally, to the fun stuff, my TV shows. So I completed season 6 of The 100 when it came on Netflix. I totally binged it. I finished the new season of Veronica Mars on Hulu. I finished the new season of The Handmaid's Tale, also on Hulu. And I finished, unfortunately, the last season of iZombie. I loved that show from the beginning, and I actually just finished it last night. So all of my TV show goals were accomplished. So I'm so happy with how I dealt with my goal setting in quarter 3. I accomplished basically all but 1 or 2 goals. So moving forward, I'm going to be using this method as well. So here are my goals for quarter 4 of 2019. So under the HQ Digital column, I'm going to outline and write the first draft of my second book in my contract. If you haven't been watching my writing vlogs, we had pushed back that deadline a little bit due to just me getting a bit overwhelmed with my life, and my editor was so amazing and able to push that back for me. So I'm really going to focus on that this coming quarter. It's sort of up in the air right now. I have not been given strong deadlines, but I know when I do have them, I will put my to-do list on everything I need to do. I usually put 10,000 word milestones for any of my drafts that I do, so I can easily move that task into my done column before I move on to the next. So for my ghostwriting, I am going to complete my revisions for the second project. I am starting to work on those this week, but when I complete them, it'll be in October, so I'm just moving it to quarter 4. So for my YouTube channel, I'm going to be focusing more on subscribers as I had last quarter. So I'm hoping to hit 400, 500, 600 subscribers. I'm sort of giving myself a month to get 100 subscribers at a time. It's really not within my choice to be able to get subscribers, but I'm doing a lot of things behind the scenes to hopefully find more writers and readers who want to watch my videos. With goal setting, usually you try to find a goal that you have control over, but as I know I can't control my subscriber count, I do want to focus on it. I want it to be right in front of me every day when I look at it, so I can continually have that in the back of my mind so I know I can work toward those goals. So for my TV show column, I want to finish season 5 of Lucifer on Netflix. I think I'm about halfway through the season, so I really want to get that finished because I love that show so much. I also love Russian Doll season 1. I've been enjoying it so much so far, but I'm, I think, 5 episodes in, so I definitely want to finish that. I want to watch the final season of Jessica Jones on Netflix. I've loved that show from the start, and I really want to get into that. And also, I want to watch season 2 of Mindhunters. I really loved it last season, and I want to jump right back in. I also have a new goal this quarter. Now, if you've watched my writing vlogs from the beginning, you will know that earlier this year I was balancing 3 projects. One of them was my young adult thriller that I've been working on for the past 2 years. Unfortunately, I had to put that on the back burner to focus on my contracted books, but now I'm so ready to get back into it, and I would really want to start querying it in 2020. So my goal for this for the last quarter in 2019 is to just have a finished outline. I really want to do a detailed outline because it is a thriller. I want to have everything laid out with red herrings and how the scenes are set. I've been thinking about this book for 2 years, so I do have a good idea of it in my mind, but I would really like to focus on the outline, and then in 2020 I want to focus on drafting it and bringing it to my CPs and beta readers and whatnot. So that's my method, and those are my goals for the remainder of 2019. I'm so excited to continue using the Kanban board to get me to reach all of my goals and to keep me on target. Let me know what your goals are for the rest of 2019. I want to cheer you on. So if you've enjoyed this video, do give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell so you know the next time I post a video. I'll see you soon.